Ladies and gentlemen, there's a moment in every journey when the road ahead seems unclear. No signs, no guarantees, no evidence that what you're doing will pay off. It's in these moments that true belief is tested. Faith in the unseen, trust in your vision, and the courage to act without assurance. This is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Belief doesn't need proof. It needs heart. It needs action. It needs you. Today, let's talk about what it means to believe, even when there's no sign pointing the way. Believing in the unseen is one of the most challenging yet transformative aspects of life. It's easy to have faith when the signs are clear, when the path is well lit, and when the outcomes seem guaranteed. But the true test of belief comes when there is no roadmap, no guarantees, and no evidence that what you're striving for will come to pass. This kind of faith requires a deep inner conviction, a trust that transcends logic and circumstances. It's about holding on to your vision, even when reality seems to contradict it. Faith in the unseen isn't about ignoring reality, it's about looking beyond it. It's about seeing possibilities where others see obstacles and focusing on potential rather than limitations. When you decide to believe without a sign, you tap into a source of strength and creativity that lies dormant in most people. You begin to operate not based on what is, but on what could be. This mindset doesn't just change the way you see the world, it changes the way the world responds to you. Consider the great innovators, leaders, and trailblazers throughout history. They didn't wait for signs to validate their dreams. They moved forward, often against the odds, because they believed in something greater than their present circumstances. Think of Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb. Imagine if he had waited for a sign to tell him he was on the right track. His faith in the unseen kept him going when most would have quit. The same is true for countless others who have achieved greatness. They believed before there was any evidence to support their belief. Believing without a sign also means accepting that you might not always get immediate results. Progress can be slow, and sometimes it feels like you're moving backward. This is when doubts creep in, whispering that you're wasting your time or chasing something impossible. But doubt is not your enemy, it's a test of your resolve. When you learn to quiet those voices and press on, you build resilience. You become someone who isn't swayed by temporary setbacks or the absence of proof. Instead, you become anchored by your vision and your purpose. It's important to remember that signs often come after you've taken the first step, not before. The universe has a way of rewarding faith in action. When you commit to your dream and start moving toward it, doors begin to open, opportunities arise, and people show up to support you. But none of that happens if you're waiting for guarantees before you begin. Action is the catalyst that turns belief into reality. Believing in the unseen also requires trust in yourself. You have to believe that you are capable, even if you don't have all the answers right now. Self-doubt can be paralyzing, but it loses its power when you choose to trust in your ability to figure things out along the way. You don't have to know exactly how you're going to achieve your goal, you just have to know that you will. This trust in yourself is what gives you the courage to keep going when everything else tells you to stop. Life will challenge your faith, especially when you're striving for something big. You might face criticism, setbacks, and moments of loneliness. But these challenges are not signs that you're on the wrong path. They're opportunities to grow, to prove to yourself that your belief is stronger than your circumstances. Every great achievement is preceded by moments of uncertainty, but those who persevere are the ones who ultimately succeed. Believing without a sign is not for the faint of heart, but it's the foundation of greatness. It's about trusting the process, even when you can't see the destination. It's about walking by faith, not by sight, and knowing deep down that your efforts are not in vain. So when the road ahead feels uncertain, and there's no sign to guide you, remember this: the absence of a sign doesn't mean you're lost. It means you're on the brink of discovering just how powerful your belief can be. Taking action before there's evidence of success is one of the most powerful and courageous decisions you can make. It's easy to act when the path is clear and the outcome seems guaranteed. But when there's no proof that your efforts will lead anywhere, stepping forward requires an unshakable belief in yourself and your purpose. This kind of action, born out of faith rather than assurance, is what separates dreamers from achievers. Action is the spark that ignites possibility. You can plan, strategize, and envision your goals all you want. But without action, nothing changes. Many people wait for a perfect moment to begin a sign that they're on the right track or that success is within reach. They wait for the conditions to be ideal, for everything to align. But here's the truth: that perfect moment rarely, if ever, comes. The conditions will never be flawless, and the signs you're looking for may not appear until after you've taken the first step. Think about a seed planted in the soil. When you plant it, there's no immediate evidence that it will grow. You don't see the roots forming or the sprout breaking through the ground right away, but you water it, nurture it, and trust the process. You act as though the growth is inevitable, even when there's no visible sign of it. The same principle applies to your dreams and goals. The initial actions you take may feel small, even insignificant, but they're setting the foundation for growth beneath the surface. Taking action without evidence is not about blind optimism, it's about intentional faith. It's about recognizing that every great achievement starts with a leap into the unknown. Consider the Wright brothers, who pursued the dream of flight when most people thought it was impossible. They didn't have proof that their efforts would succeed, they only had their belief and the willingness to take action, despite the odds. Their first attempts were riddled with failure, but they pressed on because they understood that action was the only way forward. When you take action without evidence, you also give yourself the opportunity to learn and adapt. The truth is, you won't get everything right on the first try. You might fail, and that's okay. Failure is not the opposite of progress, it's a part of it. Each step you take, whether successful or not, teaches you something valuable. It shows you what works, what doesn't, and where you need to adjust. But you can only gain that knowledge by doing, not by waiting. One of the most powerful aspects of acting before there's evidence is that it builds momentum. The first step is always the hardest because it requires you to push past fear, doubt, and uncertainty. But once you take that step, the next one becomes a little easier, and the one after that, even more so. Momentum creates energy, and energy attracts opportunities. What starts as a single act of courage can snowball into a series of breakthroughs you never anticipated. Taking action without evidence also requires you to let go of the need for immediate validation. In a world where instant results are often glorified, it's easy to feel discouraged when your efforts don't yield quick wins. But success is rarely instantaneous. It's the result of consistent effort, often done in the face of doubt and delay. When you act without evidence, you're making a declaration that your belief in your goal outweighs your need for immediate proof. You're saying, I trust that my actions will lead to something meaningful, even if I can't see it yet. This approach also inspires others. When people see you moving forward without guarantees, it challenges their own perceptions of what's possible. Your courage becomes a beacon, encouraging them to step out of their comfort zones and take their own leaps of faith. By acting without evidence, you not only move closer to your goals, but also become a source of inspiration for those around you. So don't wait for the stars to align or for the perfect sign to appear. Don't wait for evidence that your efforts will pay off. Take action, because your dream matters. Take action, because every step you take brings you closer to the person you're meant to become. Remember, the evidence you're looking for will often follow your actions, not precede them. Be bold enough to move forward and trust that the universe will meet you halfway. Doubt is an inevitable part of any journey, especially when you're striving for something significant. It creeps in quietly, questioning your decisions, your abilities, and even your dreams. While doubt can feel like an enemy, it's actually a natural response to stepping outside your comfort zone. It's your mind's way of trying to protect you from failure and uncertainty. The key is not to eliminate doubt, but to overcome it, to recognize it for what it is and choose to move forward anyway. When doubt arises, it often feels overwhelming, like a storm cloud hovering over your confidence. It whispers, what if this doesn't work? What if you're not good enough? What if you're wasting your time? These questions can paralyze you if you let them. But the first step to overcoming doubt is understanding that it's not a sign of failure or inadequacy. It's simply a sign that you're stretching yourself, reaching for something bigger than you've ever attempted before. Doubt is a companion on the path to growth. It shows up because you're daring to dream. To push past doubt, you must remind yourself of your why. Why did you start this journey in the first place? What is the vision that drives you? Your why is the anchor that keeps you steady when doubt threatens to knock you off course. It's not enough to have a vague goal. You need a purpose so clear and compelling that it outweighs the fear and uncertainty. When doubt arises, revisit your purpose. Let it remind you of the bigger picture and the reasons you can't afford to give up. Another powerful way to overcome doubt is by taking small, consistent actions. Doubt thrives in stagnation. When you're stuck overthinking and analyzing every possibility, it grows stronger, feeding on your inaction. But when you take even the smallest step forward, you disrupt doubt's power. Action builds confidence because it shows you that progress is possible, even if it's slow. Each step you take, no matter how small, is a victory over the voice of doubt. Momentum silences doubt better than any amount of reassurance. It's also important to surround yourself with the right people. Doubt can become amplified when you're surrounded by negativity or naysayers. Seek out those who uplift and encourage you, people who see your potential even when you can't. Their belief in you can be a powerful antidote to self-doubt. And don't be afraid to ask for help or share your struggles. Sometimes, just voicing your doubts to someone you trust can lighten the load and help you see things from a different perspective. One of the most transformative realizations you can have is that doubt doesn't have to dictate your actions. It's a feeling, not a fact. Just because you doubt yourself doesn't mean you're incapable. Doubt is often a reflection of your fear, not your reality. When you learn to separate your doubts from the truth, you gain the power to act in spite of them. You realize that doubt doesn't have to be eliminated for you to move forward. It just has to be acknowledged and put in its place. Overcoming doubt also means learning to embrace imperfection. Sometimes, doubt stems from the belief that everything needs to be flawless before you can proceed. You tell yourself, I'll start when I'm ready, or I'll move forward when it's perfect. But perfection is an illusion, and waiting for it only fuels your doubt. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Every mistake, every misstep is a lesson that brings you closer to success. When you accept that imperfection is part of the journey, you free yourself from the paralyzing grip of doubt. Finally, remember that doubt is temporary, but the regret of not trying lasts forever. Imagine looking back on your life and wondering what could have been if you hadn't let doubt stop you. That thought should be enough to push you forward, even when you're uncertain. The fear of failure pales in comparison to the pain of knowing you never gave yourself a chance. Doubt will never completely disappear, and that's okay. It's not your job to banish it. It's your job to move through it. Trust in your ability to figure things out as you go. Trust in the process, even when it feels uncertain. And most importantly, trust in yourself. You are capable of far more than your doubts would have you believe. Let them be a sign that you're on the edge of something extraordinary, and keep moving forward. Believing in your vision, even when it's invisible to others, is one of the most profound acts of self-trust you can practice. It's easy to doubt yourself when those around you don't understand your dreams or when your vision feels too big to articulate. But the truth is, your vision was given to you, not to them. It's yours to nurture, to protect, and to bring to life, regardless of who sees it or supports it. A vision is deeply personal. It's a spark that ignites in your mind, showing you a glimpse of what could be. For many, it's a whisper rather than a roar, an idea that feels simultaneously exhilarating and terrifying. The problem is, we often seek external validation for something that exists solely within us. We want others to see what we see, to affirm that our dream is possible. But visions are not designed to be obvious to everyone. They're meant to challenge you, to push you to believe in something beyond your current reality. When you believe in your vision, you're making a commitment to yourself. You're saying, even if no one else understands, I will move forward. This belief isn't arrogance, it's confidence in your potential and your purpose. It requires you to trust in the process, even when the road ahead is unclear. It means holding on to your dream, even when doubt or criticism tries to shake your resolve. Your vision is your compass, and it will guide you, but only if you allow yourself to trust it. One of the most challenging aspects of believing in your vision is dealing with skepticism from others. People may not support you because they can't see what you see. Their doubts aren't a reflection of your capability, they're a reflection of their own limitations. They judge based on what is, not what could be. It's important not to let their disbelief cloud your own faith. Remember, many of the world's greatest achievements were once deemed impossible until someone had the courage to make them real. Protecting your vision doesn't mean isolating yourself, but it does mean being selective about who you share it with. Not everyone deserves access to your dream, especially those who will tear it down before it has a chance to grow. Instead, seek out those who inspire and uplift you, people who understand the value of dreaming big, even if their dreams differ from yours. Surrounding yourself with positive energy and like-minded individuals can help you stay focused and motivated. Believing in your vision also requires patience. It's easy to become frustrated when progress feels slow or when setbacks arise. But growth takes time, and great things are rarely achieved overnight. Your vision is like a masterpiece in progress. It requires layers of effort, persistence, and care to come to life. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to turning your vision into reality. Trust that the time you invest now will pay off in ways you can't yet imagine. It's equally important to take action, even if your vision isn't fully formed. Many people get stuck waiting for clarity, hoping that every detail will become clear before they begin. But clarity often comes through movement. As you take steps toward your goal, your vision will sharpen and evolve. You'll discover new opportunities, refine your approach, and gain a deeper understanding of what you're striving for. Action is the bridge between the idea in your mind and the reality you want to create. Your vision is a gift, but it's also a responsibility. It's a reflection of your unique perspective, your talents, and your potential. No one else can bring your vision to life because no one else has your exact combination of experiences and aspirations. This is why it's so important to honor your vision, even when it feels daunting. By pursuing it, you're not only creating something meaningful for yourself, but also inspiring others to follow their own dreams. Believing in your vision means embracing uncertainty. There will be days when you question whether it's all worth it, when the obstacles feel too great, or when progress seems non-existent. These moments are a test of your faith and resilience. They're an opportunity to dig deep and reaffirm your commitment to your dream. Remember, the road to greatness is rarely smooth, but the journey is always worth it. At its core, believing in your vision is about choosing possibility over doubt. It's about trusting that the picture in your mind, however faint, is worth pursuing. Your vision is your North Star, guiding you toward a future only you can create. Hold on to it tightly, nurture it with care, and let it drive you forward, even when no one else can see the light you carry. Trust that, one day, what was once invisible to others will stand as undeniable proof of your belief. Resilience in the absence of assurance is a defining quality of those who achieve greatness. Life has a way of testing your resolve when you least expect it, presenting challenges that seem insurmountable and moments that feel devoid of hope. It is in these times when no clear path exists and no signs point the way that resilience becomes your greatest ally. To persist in the face of uncertainty, to keep moving forward when nothing is guaranteed, is to embody a strength that cannot be taught but must be cultivated. When you are chasing a dream or striving toward a goal, there will inevitably be moments when the progress feels slow or even non-existent. You may pour your heart and soul into your efforts and see little to no return. These moments can be discouraging, but they are not signs that you should stop. They are tests to see how much you truly want what you are pursuing. The absence of assurance is not a signal of failure. It is an opportunity to prove your commitment, to show yourself and the world that your determination is greater than your doubt. Resilience doesn't mean ignoring the difficulties you face. It means confronting them head on, acknowledging the setbacks and struggles and choosing to rise above them. It's about understanding that the road to success is rarely smooth, and that every challenge you encounter is an opportunity to grow stronger. The moments when you feel like giving up are the moments when resilience matters most. They are the turning points where your decision to keep going can make all the difference. One of the most powerful aspects of resilience is its ability to shift your perspective. When you choose to persist in the absence of assurance, you begin to see challenges as stepping stones rather than barriers. You realize that every setback is teaching you something valuable, whether it's patience, resourcefulness, or perseverance. Resilience transforms obstacles into opportunities, enabling you to keep moving forward even when the destination feels distant. Cultivating resilience requires a deep sense of trust in yourself, in your abilities, and in the process. You won't always have all the answers, and that's okay. Part of resilience is accepting that uncertainty is a natural part of any journey worth taking. It's about finding the strength to take the next step, even when you're unsure of what lies ahead. Trusting the process doesn't mean blindly hoping for the best. It means believing that your efforts will eventually yield results, even if those results don't come in the way or at the time you expect. Resilience also means being adaptable. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to feel defeated. But resilience teaches you to adjust your approach, to find new ways to move forward. Flexibility is a crucial component of resilience. It allows you to navigate challenges without losing sight of your goal. Adapting doesn't mean abandoning your vision. It means being willing to change your methods to achieve it. Another essential aspect of resilience is the ability to draw strength from within. External validation and support are wonderful, but they aren't always available. In the absence of assurance, you must learn to be your own source of encouragement. This means celebrating your small victories, reminding yourself of how far you've come, and refusing to let temporary setbacks define you. Resilience is rooted in self-belief, the unshakable confidence that you have what it takes to overcome whatever comes your way. It's important to recognize that resilience is not about being unbreakable. It's about being able to rebuild. You will face moments when you feel knocked down, when the weight of your challenges seems too much to bear. But resilience is what allows you to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. It's not about avoiding failure, but about refusing to let failure be the end of your story. Resilience, in the absence of assurance, also requires a long-term perspective. When you're in the midst of struggle, it's easy to focus on what's not working or what's going wrong. But resilience helps you zoom out and see the bigger picture. It reminds you that the difficulties you're facing now are temporary and that they are shaping you into the person you need to become to achieve your goals. Every challenge, every delay, and every detour is preparing you for the success that lies ahead. Ultimately, resilience is about refusing to give up on yourself. It's about continuing to believe in your dream, even when the evidence isn't there. It's about trusting that the effort you're putting in now will lead to something meaningful, even if you can't see it yet. Resilience doesn't guarantee an easy journey, but it does guarantee that you'll come out stronger, wiser, and more prepared to embrace the success you've been working toward. Keep going, even when the signs are absent, because the breakthrough you're waiting for might be just around the corner.